Right. What's up, world? Karmic Des 85 here. Collect? Oh, connect. All right. Make sure everything's set up. Let's make sure we're running and ready to go on YouTube. Sure, we're live there. Man, looks like it is. You click on it. Make sure everything's set up. Let's we're good there. All right. So tonight, about the tardiness. That is on me. Ran out of string, and then the lawn I was doing took a little bit longer than I expected. So, and then a whole bunch of hijinks just to get over to Hook's house. And he was laying it down. So I decided to come home and get something done. I told y'all we were gonna get a podcast, and tonight that fell through, so to speak. So I decided to see if I could get my laptop connected to Facebook. Was able to do that. So now we are able to go into the group page. So actually, I can actually give y'all like a little tour real quick. Let's see here. Where we on? OBS, OBS. Let me see. Give y'all full screen. Give y'all full screen. There we go. So this is the want to talk about it group page that we've been telling y'all about, and I haven't seen it on a laptop. I've only seen it on mobile. So, let's look at some pending approval. Stick to my AI. So I do have AI running some things in the group, doing some moderation, making some weekly posts. Here we are. Things of that nature, just to make sure I'm not overloading my plate here. I got two scheduled posts there. And let's see what's going on. We got no chats. We should create a chat. Y'all want to create a chat? If you want to create a chat, let me know. We will definitely get that set up. Let's see. So we have, of course, the banner logo. We're at 163 members right now. Hell yes, I'll take it. And a lot of the members do actually interact every now and again. Let's see. Let's discussion be carried on here, off the air, and on script filter as much as Facebook will allow. Yeah, I guess I don't know what that's from. I didn't put that there. We do need to set some polls and stuff. We don't do anonymous posting here. I'm not a fan of anonymous posting, so it won't be here. Let's see, scrolling down, TrueCore. That's where my guy Jerome Gaston and his wife, they've got this nice I think it's Pilates program for men. So check it out. Oh, all right. Okay, sorry y'all. Sorry y'all. Uh every day you learn something every day. So I made a post that would ask you to, if you want to, share what you learned, make a comment with that fact, right? This is the last episode right here. Dominate your day. So I'm gonna make sure I start posting the episodes into the group as well, in case you miss it, whatnot. Here's a video right here from my guy Aaron Ballard. Let's see. Let's see what he's saying. He says he don't know about the bigger chain, meaning better slave, but I do know that Africans had gold and jewelry. So if it's in our DNA, it's from that, not from slavery. And I did make a comment earlier. I was saying that we say Africans had gold and jewelry, and I asked, was that all of Africa, and who are those people? And if I recall, I put an image here too. Yeah, here we go. So I said to also keep this in mind when we think of historical Africa. And can we magnify? Yeah, we can magnify. So in Hebrew, Mitzrayim is the word for Egypt, which is where? It also carries a deeper symbolic meaning, often interpreted as a narrow place or a state of confinement, both physically and metaphorically. This concept is significant in Jewish tradition, particularly during Passover, where it represents the experience of slavery and the journey towards freedom. All right, so we're going to go ahead and play this video.
So you have, so the larger the, what? So the larger the chain, you know, it's like it represents who you are. Do you realize that the reason you still wear chains is because you wore chains when slavery was in? So the larger the chain that the slave wore, whoever's buying that slave, this is terrible. The larger it was, the better quality that slave was.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So if I'm purchasing a slave and I'm not, I'm just using it as an example, the larger the chain means, oh, he's a bigger, better worker. You didn't show emotion.
Hey,
you did not cry.
Can I keep it hot with you right now?
Yeah, seriously.
This is the deepest I've ever heard in my life.
I'm serious.
I've never heard this. So the bigger the chain.
Yes. Do you understand why now?
I'm gonna take this.
I've never heard that either. It's new to me. The way she's explaining it, not what of what she's explaining. I've heard that before, but the way she's explaining it here is new to me too. I can see where the idea comes from, but we'll go ahead and finish the video.
That's crazy.
So it's programmed in your DNA and you don't even realize how it's in your DNA. So even now, 200 years later, but no, I'm saying 200, well, literally 200 since we are done with everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey.
But literally, we still in the same
boat.
Yeah.
And
I've been a slave like a
yeah,
but go ahead.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and you don't even realize, but in your head, it's like, oh, these things, and they're programmed in your DNA. So you gotta stop that DNA. That's generational trauma.
I don't even have no words for that because I've never heard. Y'all in the comments and viewers fact check that because I've never heard that, but it makes so much sense. And then you're not gonna see it in history books. So much sense.
You're not gonna see it in history.
The person who has the bigger chain was the most
valued slave.
Okay. So on this video here, this is
we put ChatGPT.
What? So you have so the larger the chain.
Name this podcast. Is that what it is? Ugh. How do I get out of this? There's my X.
The larger the chain, you know, it's like it.
So on that video right there, Aaron, I would say that it's not in our DNA, considering I'm not a big gold. Look at my hands. I'm not a big jewelry person. Like, so it's not. It can't be in our DNA because I'm African American. I'm African American too. So, can't be that. That's either Sherry said my chain got slave history on it. Maybe so, maybe not. Like again, I don't particularly rock with chains myself. So. Gonna scroll down some more here. Let's see what else we got up in here. Aaron got another one right here. A lot more Black people need entrepreneurship. This should actually be a good topic for the podcast.
We will never catch up with white America till we get into business because there's a thing called tax write-offs. And I would say to young Blacks, get into
entrepreneurship. Switch the boom. I'm gonna get a studio tech. Studio engineer.
Entrepreneurship. And if you have a job and come together, 10 of you, and open up a corporation and have somebody run it, you have tax write-offs. 98% of people that fly first class on airplanes would not be there if that wasn't a write-off. And yet, on that first class, they gave away last year $800 million, almost $1 billion of free whiskey. But if a welfare mother asked for some apple juice for the baby, she's laughed at. We will never catch up with white America till we get into business because there's a thing called tax write-offs. And I would say to young blacks, get into entrepreneurship. And if you have a job and come together, 10
What's
of you, and
this?
open up a corporation and have somebody run it, you
See,
have tax
this
write-offs.
is
98% of people that fly first class on airplanes would not be there if that wasn't a write-off. And yet, on that first class, they gave
Cofield
away
Advisor.
last year $800 million.
The Cofield Advisor. That I agree with. And the reason I agree with it is because let me switch cameras. Hold on. The reason I agree with it is because would that be the first step to like establishing our foundation, our own infrastructure, right? Our civil infrastructure, to be able to provide our own services, provide our own care, right? And that's basically what he's saying right there is if we had more of that, then we wouldn't have the hesitation to go to doctors outside of us, right? Or caretakers, physicians, whatever the case is, outside of us. That's all he's saying. Is, we need to invest in ourselves, right? I agree. And of course, start every morning off. Got to dominate your day. Every morning, let's start that off. Good morning, let's dominate the day. Who is this? Aaron calling all men. I wonder how long this one is. Trump admin trying to legitimize marriage of 14-year-olds federally. Let's pull it up, see how long it is real quick.
If you want to build an app
That's
and
three
have
from
no
Aaron
idea
right
how
there.
to code or where to start, check out Base 40.
It's really disturbing
15
to
minutes.
watch in real time this administration roll back laws that have been in place for decades that have done nothing but benefit the people, have done nothing but to protect vulnerable groups of people and things of that nature. Just watch this administration just roll back these laws, repeal these laws, strike them from the books, like over and over and over, or attack their ideals.
Public offender?
Over and over and over again.
Oh, the public offender, my bad. Shh,
And
need
then
my glasses.
watch how little men, like how few men actually speak up against this. I saw two things that are interesting. The first one was that they're trying to get rid of, I think the administration just went to the Supreme Court to get them to try to like undo same-sex marriages. That just happened in like 2008 or something like that. 2008, 2010, somewhere around there. So damn, we can't even get 15 years of, you know what I'm saying, of same-sex marriages before you guys undo that. And as disturbed.
Now, to his point right there, they're not trying to get it done necessarily because they believe in gay marriage. They want to get rid of it because they don't believe there is a such thing as gay marriage, considering it can't produce children from the union. We're going to go ahead and continue the video.
Or more disturbing than that, they are trying to bring back, I won't say bring back, I guess, because, child marriages are still happening in this country, but they want to make it even lower. They want to make it even easier. On a federal level, they want to make it very easy for children to be married. And little boys are not going to be victims of this. Like, primarily, like, not to say no little boys will, but I mean, this is almost exclusively about little girls. Almost exclusively about controlling little girls.
I think that's through the lens he's seeing it. He may be over empathizing or sympathizing for the little girls. I think it'll be pretty even statistically across the board. That's my personal opinion, though, with these type of things.
This is crazy. And you can see how all of these things are connected. If you guys ever go back and watch the movie, I mentioned this part, but if you go back and watch V for Vendetta, it's another just this is that happening all over again. There's a part in there where the lead detective like is on the verge of cracking the case, and he essentially says like if you go back far enough, all of these things are connected and you can see them like as clear as day. We're at that point where he was at. That's where I'm at. That's where a lot of people are at. We can see as clear as day this train, and it's coming down the tracks, and I expect it to come down. Like I know that the train is going to come because of the
That right there, folks, is what they call the slippery slope.
country we live in, because of racism, because of misogyny, things of that nature. Like I know it's going to come. The problem that I have though is that, again, the lack of care and concern is the thing that's blowing me. It's the thing that enrages me. Oligarchs are going to oligarch. You know what I mean? Oligarchs are going to oligarch. That's what they're going to do. Corporatists are going to corporatist. Like that's what they're going to do, right? I totally expect that. But what I will never accept is working class people who are raising their kids in this country, in this world, to just stand idly by and allow this to happen. And that's what most men are doing. Like men are not speaking out about this. And I hate to do the
because a lot of times we get shot down and shut down by someone who's wordy and irate.
The whole like you have daughters and shouldn't you care? Oh, like that should matter. But like, I mean, damn. At the very least, I would think y'all would want to protect y'all daughters.
Do you think that 14-year-olds should be considered adults? Because that's what Donald Trump and the Republicans have done today and are working towards making federal and state law in the coming months. Earlier today, Trump and his goons held a press conference where they talked about the rampant teenage crime levels and the fact that there are apparently roving bands of teenagers out there wreaking havoc on the entire nation. So now Trump and state-level Republicans are proposing legislation that would make 14-year-old people and older held accountable as adult offenders, but it does not quite stop there. They are also proposing that anyone 14 years old and older is considered an adult for purposes of marriage and for purposes of how they would treat sex crimes. Wyoming, West Virginia, Missouri, and New Hampshire all recently rewrote laws that allow children to get married, claiming that child marriage prevents abortion. And the real kicker is, if you can get married at 14 years old, any sort of age difference between you and your spouse that would have been considered a sex crime is no longer considered a sex.
You know what? Something that she just pointed out too, that something that they just pointed out that like I can like a dot just got connected to. So the whole abortions discussion, they want you to despise abortions, right? And then they fearmonger around the concept of women getting abortions to do all types of evil things like this. So all the like pro-lifer people are also like pro-pedophile people at this point in my mind, because they're gonna sit up here and they're gonna allow this shit to happen and allow children to be harmed while simultaneously professing to love children and protect children. It's like, it's crazy.
Hold on. Before you pay for yet another app to manage your team, let me introduce you to Connect Team, the one platform that replaces all of
sex crime. The Utah Republican State Senate President J. Stewart Adams just used his power because his 18-year-old relative was accused of raping a 13-year-old, so he changed the law in Utah to say that if an 18-year-old rapes a minor, as long as that 18-year-old is still enrolled in high school, they're treated as a child offender and not as an adult offender, which made that crime of his 18-year-old relative raping a 13-year-old a misdemeanor, like a slap on the wrist, as opposed to a felony. Make no mistake. This narrative that the Trump administration is spinning, that there are rampant bands of teenage criminals terrorizing the nation, is nothing more than cover for the fact that they're trying to make the age of consent for marriage 14 years old. The whole thing is wrapped in trying to make 14-year-olds 18-year-olds. Also, in today's press conference, yes, Donald Trump did invoke something called Section 740 of the D.C. Home Rule Act, which allows him to take control of the D.C. Metro Police, and he has done that. So what they're doing now is deploying federal officers.
Look up the term MAP, minor attracted persons. That's what she's talking about. I'm about to wrap this up. Could need something to eat, lay myself down, because I have work in the morning. I do want to thank y'all for joining. Let me see if I can get y'all on the screen real quick. But yep, thank you guys for joining. I appreciate you. We appreciate you here. We will catch you next time and try to catch you up on these current events that we missed while we were taking our break. Other than that, and thank you for joining. And then we'll be adding this format. So we also have that. Again, thank you for joining. Comic Days 85, and I will catch you next time. I'll maybe messing up. Dominate your day and just let people be people.